This is David Astle on ABC Radio.
Wonderful to have your company. Thanks for hopping aboard. We are in for a cackle. We're in for a chuckle. We may even be in for a chortle. We'll be looking at laughter yoga, combination of two great health regimens. Put them together and you've got something joyous and something benevolent. The man who understands the difference between a cackle and a chuckle, as well as the benefits of laughter yoga, is one of Australia's leading gerontologists, which has got nothing to do with gelato or Brill cream and everything to do with the art of joy. Merv Neal is the CEO of Laughter Yoga, and he's on the line. Good evening, Merv.
Good evening, David. Nice to be with you.
What is the difference between a cackle and a chuckle and a chortle?
It's where it comes from. So whilst I'm a laughter therapist, I'm also a holistic health practitioner, and laughter sends a whole lot of vibrations and energies from different parts of our body. So to jump straight into the laughter, if we were to laugh from our throat, David, if you and the folks at home would put their hands on their throat, for example,
yep,
and just smile and breathe in just a little bit and go so you'd probably call that one of them, whatever you were referring to. I call it a giggle.
A giggle is good. Yeah, no, that's right.
Yeah,
it's all very throaty.
Oh, you've got it in one, David. It's very throaty, and it comes from a place where we're anxious. So I'm working with a lot of people with anxiety at the moment, and guess how anxious people laugh?
That's true. It's often quite choked, isn't it?
It's all caught in their throat because they can't allow the emotions to come up from deep down within them. So if all of a sudden we start working down the body, David and the friends at home can join in with us. Put your hand on your chest.
All right, let's do this.
And smile and breathe into your tummy. And this time go, ha, 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 ha.
We sound like Bond villains in a dungeon.
Everyone has a really interesting visual now at the moment. and guess what, David? We do Bond villain laughter because we imagine that we are something, and then we just laugh as a laughter exercise. So that one there, David's called hearty laughter. And guess where that's coming from?
I can guess, yes. It's in the name.
Laugh. That's it. It's in the name. Then, David, if we go deep down, right down to our tummy, I
can sense a belly laugh coming on. What do you think, Merv?
Here it is, buddy. Smile and breathe in.
Okay.
Sorry to go too weird too quickly.
No, weird's where we live here on ABC Evenings. But
I think that was sort of a demonstration as to where the laughter comes from. And when I'm working with people, I'm going, where does the laughter need to come from? And we've got to get it out of the throat if they're anxious and get it down into their diaphragm so that they can calm themselves, or from the heart space. We've had a pretty rough 3 years, especially here in Melbourne, David. Yep. You know, where is our connection to other people? This goes back to International Day of Harmony. You know, can we just connect with other people in a, dare I say it, a loving, harmonious way? And that's what laughter does. When I'm laughing with someone, you can't be angry at them, and you just start to connect in a really, really deep and quite lovely way.
So, Merv, you know, what I'm curious about is what we've done there is something that's quite performative. We have enacted laughter, and then we've kind of caught the authenticity of laughter just in passing. And I'm wondering what the difference might be between to perform a laugh and to live inside the laugh.
Yeah, that's really, really deep. So it's about having a laughter that's a response to something, to a laughter that is joyful. And a laughter that's a response to something. We've got the International Comedy Festival coming up. Who doesn't love to go and see a really good comedian? Because they will prompt us to laugh now. They'll tell a joke and say, laugh now. And they give us the ability with our tribe, a group of happy people, to be happy and just respond to what it is they're doing with the laughter. So that's why comedy works so well. But if you're in a dark place for whatever reason, if you're not well or gone through COVID or something like that, you need to be able to dig deep within and just to get the laughter coming from the body. And this is when we become in joy. That's where the word comes from. And this is where we can just laugh for really no external stimulus or response into the body, which then impacts positively on the mind to put the mind into a positive space.
Merv, can we perform laughter yoga solo?
Yes, we can. And David, we've just working with something as we speak called the Laughy. Now, this was something that was created by a health psychologist in Monaco, who I'm working closely with at the moment, in conjunction with a professor from Bolton University. And this lady came up with the concept, what if we just recorded ourselves on our mobile device laughing for 1 minute for absolutely no reason?
Yeah, a laughy. I like it.
A laughy, if not a selfie, it's a laughy. So this is exploring the concept, can we laugh with our own best friend, which is ourselves? So when we're recording it, we're actually looking at ourselves. And then the whole concept, David, is morning, afternoon, night, play it back and laugh with yourself. So this is really taking away any external stimulus or reliant on anyone else to have us experience a state of joy through the act or art or the performance, as you called it, of laughter.
Here's some great questions coming through. This one is from Elsie. Hi, David and Merv. This laughter question is easy. I was recovering from injury in a serious crime a decade ago. I was not leaving the house much and in heaps of pain after surgery, says Elsie. A friend gave me 2 tickets to see Dylan Moran. Laugh, nearly died of it. I thought I might split my sides and actually burst stitches. Best laugh session ever. And that's it, right? That's recovering from trauma is a very serious challenge that some of us may have to face in life. I'm wondering the role of laughter in the face of such kind of grievous experience. Can it play a part, and how do you sort of begin to introduce it into a fairly dark mind space?
Yeah, I'm reading a book at the moment, Where War Ends, and it says recovering from PTSD and moral injury through meditation. Now, laughter is a form of meditation. It's a breathing exercise. So when I'm working with people who have been traumatized for whatever reason, it's about getting them out of that mind space, not saying that it didn't happen, but just get them out of that mind space and try and get them into the body. I call it, there's a non-medical term called a distraction, David. We distract them. So as soon as you start laughing, the mind's going, but what about all the trauma? And the body's going, well, I'll get back to you later, mind. I'm just going to go into a deep state of laughter.
The trauma is bookmarked, but right now I'm having a joyous chapter. I'm chatting to Merv Neal, who's the CEO of Laughter Yoga Australia, a gelantologist, which is a guru of the giggle. We are talking about the difference between a throat laugh, a chest laugh, a belly laugh, the giggle, and the deep laugh, and finding that laughter and finding that joy and release through this practice. Marcia in Warrandyte, we were referring earlier, Merv, to that idea of the tight, choked, anxious laughter. And Marcia wants to ask, what about people who do laugh in such a fashion? How do we evolve from that tighter, anxious laughter into a deeper, unguarded laughter?
Laughter is amazing because it's an expression of all of our emotions, So if I'm listening to someone, I can sense that they've got an anxious laugh, or they've got an angry laugh, or an envious laugh, or a joyful laugh, or whatever the laugh is. It's an expression of what's coming from deep within. What we're after is the person's authentic laugh. Now, if they've been laughing from their throat for 10 or 20 years, it could be a learned behaviour that they've learnt to laugh that way because of something that happened quite some time ago. All it is a matter of breaking through the mind barrier and going, where is that authentic laughter? And generally, but not always, David, it's deep from within. It's this guttural growl that comes from deep down within. So we just have some methods to be able to relax that throat chakra, that throat centre, to see if we can allow the laughter to come from deeper within. 1300
222 774. Maybe you've tried some laughter yoga. Love to hear what your experience was. Maybe you've had a very good giggle, a deep belly laugh in recent years that still remains with you as a fond part of the human experience. What was that moment? How did you lose it? In a way, I'd love to know. 1300 222 774, and you can text in on 0437 774 774. There you go, Merv. I just caught myself. We lose it when we laugh. What do we lose?
Our inhibitions and all of our seriousness and all of our layers, in that we are a TV personality, an esteemed radio host, one of Australia's great words.
Thanks very much, Merv. I presume you're referring to me. Otherwise, I'm going to give you a very anxious giggle.
But imagine if we could take all those layers off, because a lot of those layers determine that we should possibly act in a certain way. And the older we get, and the more layers that we get, David, it's often the word serious. So serious people don't laugh out loud. No, they don't, but they should. So I work with a lot of professions, accountants, lawyers, doctors, surgeons, all of these people who go, well, it's not appropriate that I laugh because it's making me vulnerable. I'm seen to be this, but you're asking me to be this. And I go, yep, absolutely. And within about 15 minutes, they're rolling on the floor laughing because we've just stripped them of all of those things that stop them really letting go and being vulnerable.
How do you find the laughter each day, Merv?
Outstanding. If I can't imagine a day without laughter. Now, clearly, this is my profession, so I get to do a lot of it. But even if I have a day where there is no laughter, I'll just get out my phone and do a laughy just for 1 minute. It elevates my mood and just sets me up. I want to control my mind. I don't want my mind to control me, especially in rather significant times like we're going through at the moment. And I've worked with people, the Christchurch earthquakes, floods, fires, all these sorts of situations, and the ability to harness the power of the mind and to be able to just park something to one side and get back into a joyous state has the people believing that there is light at the end of the tunnel, there is hope. If I work with people with cancer or undergoing chemotherapy or kidney dialysis or something like that, the ability to find that joy within and get distracted and get those endorphins to release any emotional pain, it doesn't have to be physical pain, is a real breakthrough. And this is where it becomes a therapy, and we have such amazing results, which at this stage are only stories, with lots and lots of people who have been through pain and are still going through pain, to be able to get them to manage that pain. One of our research studies, David, was with people with chronic pain. Imagine never, ever knowing life without pain, and all of a sudden the people could tolerate more pain and in some cases reduce and eliminate the pain altogether.
I did rehab, said this texter. I did laughter therapy during rehab. It was totally uplifting. I look forward to it every week. It was crazy good. Lovely to hear from you. Merv, thank you for inspiring us all. Thank you for giving us a smile. Wonderful way to start tonight's show. I'm looking here at the website. Would it be fair to say that the Laughter Clubs Victoria would be the place to go if they'd like to know more?
That's one of them. The main one, David, is laughteryogaaustralia.org.
Okay, laughteryogaaustralia.org. Also,
they'll find everything, including my contact details.
Wonderful.
Any listeners would like to know more about this or how it can impact on them, we've only just scraped the top of the top of the skin at the moment.
Lovely to laugh with you, Merv. Thanks for enlightening us about gerontology.
Good on you, David.
All the best.
Thanks.
Yeah, likewise. Merv Neal, CEO of Laughter Yoga Australia, which is the group that he represents, and also too where you can find about clubs, you can find about Merv himself, and there's also too another group for due diligence that is called Laughter Clubs Victoria, which clearly is an allied body. It's 20 past